PDP campaign. Tinubu's performance at Chatham House shows he intends to lead through proxies. Yeah. So, the outing that Tinubu had on Monday at Chatham House in London, uh, it shows that when he gets to power, he is not going to be the person in charge. He is going to delegate up practically everything, and just like his deputy Shetima said that Tinubu will be in charge of administration, while he will be in charge of security matters, whereas he is not actually going to be the the president and the commander-in-chief of Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's just a vice president, or if they eventually win. All right. So again, with the way Tinubu delegated questions to the followers and the people that went to Chatham House with him yesterday, or Monday rather, shows that he is not going to be in charge of the government. When he gets in there, he's going to practically sit like a god, and everything will be done by people around him. All right, and that is not going to be good for us. A president must be sound, healthy, and make decisions and take charge, take responsibilities. Though delegate, you will not do everything, but after delegating, you should have that capacity to supervise effectively and to measure performance by the outcome. And if the outcome is not desired, you should have that mental capacity to judge correctly and make necessary changes where necessary and where applicable. If this man, Tinubu, lacks that capacity, then he's not going to be able to lead Nigeria. Even by proxy, he will still not perform. So it's a problem that is waiting to happen. All right. The performance in Chatham House shows that he is not going to be in the forefront of the leadership of his government if he eventually gets into power. The People Democratic Party, PDP, Presidential Campaign Council had described the performance of Bola Tinubu, standard bearer of the All Progressive Congress, at the Chatham House as a national disgrace. Tinubu spoke at Chatham House on Monday, where he listed the action plan he intends to implement for Nigeria if elected in 2023. During the engagement, Tinubu asked some questions on his team, all right, including Femi Gbajabiamila, Speaker of the House of Reps, and Nasser El-Rufai, Governor of Kaduna State, to answer questions directed to him. All right, and that didn't go down well with everybody. In a statement issued on Monday night, Kola Ologbodiyan, spokesperson of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, said Tinubu's action shows that he will govern through a proxy if elected. Ologbodiyan said Nigerians were thoroughly embarrassed to see the APC presidential candidate ask other persons to answer questions he ought to have addressed himself. Nigerians, including supporters of the APC presidential candidate, were thoroughly embarrassed to watch Asiwaju Tinubu, who earlier showboated with a scripted speech, went blank on the world stage in a tragic display of emptiness and inability to personally address questions that were put to him on the economy, security, and other challenges facing our nation. The statement reads, Our campaign finds it very appalling that a candidate aspiring to be the president of a nation as complex as Nigeria exhibited an embarrassing inability to coordinate his thought process to the extent that he could not personally think through issues and address them, but had to direct questions put to him, including those on his health and policies, to others to answer. Wow. Asiwaju Tinubu has confirmed to Nigerians and the world that he has no business contesting the 2023 presidential election, that he is grossly incompetent, completely unprepared for leadership, and intends to transfer the onerous task of leading our nation to proxies and a cabal who did not seek vote from Nigerians. Of course, Nigerians cannot afford to have a president who cannot take responsibility to lead, but intend to shift the burden to others who appear to find scapegoats to blame for his inevitable failures. The APC presidential candidate ended up becoming a butt of international joke, as he could not provide any lead on the critical issues of economic security, youth development, and foreign policies, despite notes passed to him at the event by his handlers. Nigerians can recall that the Atiku Okowa presidential campaign had earlier cautioned Asiwaju Tinubu and his handlers not to embarrass our nation by exhibiting his constant gaffes on the international stage at Chatham House. The PDP Presidential Campaign Council asked Tinubu to stop making public appearances to save himself from frequent gaffes. Our campaign counsels Asiwaju Tinubu's handlers to stop embarrassing him by always pushing him to make public appearances, even when they are aware of his many incompetence. What Nigerians expect is for the Tinubu-Shettima presidential campaign to apologize to the nation and stop embarrassing their principal with poorly scripted appearances, Ologbodiyan said. Now that the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Tinubu has confirmed his unpreparedness and lack of capacity on the world stage, we urge that he should immediately collapse his campaign, stop wasting resources, go home and rest. So what is happening here is that they say that outing in Chatham House is actually disgraceful. It was a show of shame. All right, it shows his gross incompetence, unpreparedness for leadership, and finally, if he gets into power, he's going to rule Nigeria by proxy, and that is not exactly what Nigerians want. All right, so it was very appalling, very disappointing to see Tinubu display gross incapability of, facing questions at the world stage. All right, addressing questions that were directed to him. Rather, he delegated those things, even the ones borrowing on his health, his personal income, his sources of wealth as well. He redirected all of them to other people to answer for him. So what was he doing there? Before he left for that program, we were asking questions. Between Chatham House and Arise TV Town Hall, which is more complex? Which is better? First of all, the people in London will not be able to vote because we don't have a system in place that allows diaspora voting. We don't have that system. So what was he going to go do there to tell them what? All right? What are the people that are going to vote are in Nigeria here? Come to the NTA, come to the Arise TV, come to Channels TV, come to even TV Continental, your own TV, and then come and talk to people. You will fail to, because he said they are going to use him to make money. They use him to make money. It's a marketable product. Who told you a marketable product? Okay, look at the marketing of that product now in Chatham House. And when we watch that video, we observe that almost everybody in Chatham House were either a member of APC Presidential Campaign Council or APC supporters or APC group in London. They were just basically all APC. And even the questions that were thrown to him by the APC members, orchestrated questions to favor him. But still, he couldn't answer all of them. He still transferred those questions to El-Rufai, to Ben Ayade, to the former governor of Ekiti State. All right, and all of those people had to answer for him. Is that nice? Should that be for a president that means does not have capability to even think, because he couldn't even coordinate his thought process towards the questions? After reading the script that was given to him to read, he could not answer the question that followed. That is why it is very, very bad when everything is done for you. You can't do anything by yourself. And even when it's done for you, you don't understand what is done for you. All right? So at the end of the day, it ended up being a show of shame. And what PDP, through Ologbodiyan, is telling us here, which is true, is that when this man enters office, he's not going to be able to lead. He's not going to be at the front of leadership. He's going to lead Nigeria by proxy. He probably not even be visible. And that is not what Nigeria want. Nigeria is a complex state, and it's somebody that has a complex mindset with a sound mind and sound judgment, with good mental health to lead, and with good energy for drive, with good drive and good enthusiasm or tenacity to get things done. All right? And even if you are going to delegate, you should have that capability to supervise and assess results by performance, or assess performance by result, whichever. All right? And be sure that you are able to identify what looks good or what good looks like. All right. So, but if this man lacks all of that capabilities and that competence, then it's disaster waiting to happen. Right? It's disaster waiting to happen. So we've got some comments here. Let's see what people are saying here. Somebody saying, may God continue to protect us from evil leaders. Only 100 people turned up at the Atiku campaign rally in Lagos. Nonsense. Can you imagine? This person is APC person. How can it be 100 person that feel that Tafa Balewa square? So Buhari is better than Tinubu 100 times. That's what somebody is saying. So anybody when Buhari better pass, now I'm saying wahala now, that's a disaster. That's the truth. We're moving away from cabal governance now after Garuba Shehu and Femi additional rubbish and dubious mindset. You see, actually we need to move away. Very disgraceful. Actually, yes, the outing was very, very disgraceful. So that is what we have here. Tinubu intends to lead Nigeria by proxy if he eventually becomes the president of this country. That is coming from PDP Presidential Campaign Council spokesperson Lobodiyo. So let's hear your own and your view about that outing in Chatham House, what it translates to, what the implication is for us if this man should eventually become the president of Nigeria.